Welcome to a video from digitallifestyle.com. In this video we're going to be looking at this Acer Spin 1. This is an 11.6 inch convertible notebook running an Intel Pentium quad-core processor. Nice little machine, value machine, not expensive. Prices vary between sort of 300 quid up and slightly upwards depending on your configuration. This one has got 500 gig spinning hard drive and 4 gig of RAM. So we're talking here, a kind of budget machine here, but some nice finishes on it, and of course it's a touchscreen. So it's got this nice sort of plastic finish to it. You know, it's not an ultra high-end device, so not expecting sort of high cross aluminium or carbon fibre or anything. It's plastic, but it's got a nice sort of finish to it, brushed finish to it. We've got HDMI, we've got USB 3 and 2 USB 2 ports, headphone, and we've got a micro SD reader, volume rocker and power on there, and a Kensington lock. First off the screen, it's glossy, as is often the case with touchscreens, but it's actually got quite a good colour reproduction. It's not washed out or anything like that, so I think the screen is quite nice. It's not high specs of screen. It's running 1920 by 1080, so 1080p screen, but actually it's very clear and say good colour reproduction. Some of the low cost devices I've seen have washed out screen, and this doesn't have that. And like I said, it's a 10-point multi-touch screen as well. 10-point there. So the processor in here is a Pentium N4200, 1.1 GHz, 4 gig of RAM, and 64-bit version of Windows 10 Home installed on it. Probably in terms of performance, the thing that would probably slow it down the most, in fact it's just got a standard hard drive in there. I do prefer SSD drives, but this got half a terabyte I should say, of storage on there, and there's only a small part of it used up by Windows 10. So we'll have a look at the performance in a sec. First, just talk about the keyboard. The keyboard, it's actually quite a nice keyboard. There's not a huge amount of travel in there, but they're not spongy, and I noticed one thing, it's nice and solid. It doesn't sink down as you type on it, as I've seen on some devices. So I think this has got quite a good keyboard on there, and a nice large trackpad that supports gestures as well. I think it might even be a precision touchpad. Let's have a look. So yeah, it is a precision touchpad, so that means it supports 2-finger for right clicking, and 3-finger taps, 4-finger taps. Good trackpad, probably one of the nicest, parts of the device actually. So the keyboard is quite nice as well. I should mention as well, it hinges all the way back, so you can have it as a tablet. Now, you can use it as a tablet, and it even switches automatically into tablet mode if you let it. It's, you know, the keyboard sits on top of the base like that, so it's not like using a thin true tablet, but you can use in that tablet form. You can also use it this way in sort of presenter mode, I guess that it's called, or you can turn it back around that way. It's not the best for tablet, but you know, because it folds back on itself, but it's nevertheless it is a good feature to be able to have that. Now in use, I found the hard drive is probably the weakest link on this. It does tend to slow the device down. The processor itself is alright really. It's fine for basic web browsing, but I can hear the hard drive sort of thrashing away at times, and I think that is probably the bottleneck on it. So here you are, you can see using it on the digitallifestyle.com. You can open apps, then you can switch to the store. There's a bit of a wait, not too much, and then the app opens, and I found most of the apps are like that. Initially you've got a bit of a wait, and then it sort of catches up with you. That's just one of the downsides of using spinning hard drive. The good side is it gives you a good old half a terabyte of storage. Let's pull the plug out and we'll let it work out how much battery life we're going to get. So 9th March 2017. Music playback, not too bad. It's not the loudest. I think we're not even, yeah, that. It's not the loudest I've ever heard, and there's not a lot of bass, but you know, it's okay for playing videos, watching YouTube videos, or listening to some music. It's fine, you know. It's not a high-end, hi-fi machine. It is you know, a value machine. Let's just look at how the battery's doing. The battery life here. We've been watching videos. It's saying 4 hours 45 minutes for 84%. I think when I've been running some tests on here, I've seen it sort of saying 6 hours of general browsing. So Acer, I think, say you can get a bit more out of that. So it's actually quite good for battery life. And having used it for a bit of time now, I actually quite like the screen as well. I think the screen is nice and clear, and that 1080p resolution is quite good as well. So switching between apps is nice and quick once they've loaded. If you're loading something, you have got a bit of a wait while the drive spins up or you know, loads the app. As you can see, I've just loaded Groove. This is the first time I've loaded it, and you've got a bit of a wait. So there you go, it's coming up now. So the spinning drive is probably the slowest part of it, but actual performance, switching between apps and opening new tabs, is all pretty good actually. It's a rare. I've been playing with it for a while now. It's actually a rather nice machine. It's not going to win any awards for style. It's a value machine. This configuration around 350. There's a lower spec one around 250, but that's got the a smaller hard drive on there. That's only got an EMC 64 gig hard drive on there. I do like the design of it. It's a traditional style of notebook. You've got plenty of ports, include full-size HDMI and full-size USB 3 is good. But of course you can use it as a tablet as well. And I think really the key thing is, even on a laptop, you still want to have the touch, or I still like having touch. I miss touch when it's not on a laptop. So one thing I do like is the fact that, you know, even when you're using it in laptop mode, you've still got touch, and I think that I do miss touch when I try and use a laptop. I'm always prodding my laptop if I haven't got touch on it, so I do like that. I'm not sure how much I would necessarily use it in full tablet mode, but it's there as an option. So overall, it's a nice device. It does come with a few things that I probably wouldn't want, like McAfee, but most devices seem to come with that nowadays. I'd uninstall that and use the built-in Windows Defender. There's a few other apps and shortcuts installed, but nothing that you can't get rid of quite easily. Plenty of space on the hard drive as well. So overall, a nice device, good battery life, great screen, good keyboard, good trackpad. Just let down probably by the slower device, but in this price range, just probably let down by the slower hard drive. But then in this price range, you're not going to get an SSD drive. So overall, a nice device. More videos and thedigital lifestyle.com.